Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Kareem. Guys, it's the first day of Ramadan and it's my usual day for dropping a video, so I thought why not start this month with the basics. What is Ramadan? And if you are new to my channel, my name is Rachel. I am a mum of 2 and I live in Amman in Jordan with my Jordanian husband, and I've been here for about 5 years, and on this channel I talk about my life here in Jordan, and inshallah across the next 30 days I will be talking about Islam generally because it is Ramadan. So Ramadan is the most practiced holy month in Islam, and yes, we have other holy months, but Ramadan is the one that is an obligation upon all Muslims who are able to do so, who aren't traveling, who aren't sick, and who are of the correct age. During this month we have to fast. Fasting can mean different things to different people, and for Muslims, fasting in this sense means that nothing passes your lips. You don't eat, you don't smoke, and no, you don't even drink water. And we do this from Fajr, which is the first prayer of the day, sunrise, all the way round to Maghrib, which is not the last prayer of the day, but it is when the sun goes down. And when the sun goes down and we have the adhan for Maghrib, you can break your fast and you can eat and you can drink and live your life as usual. I wanted to include this point because I think that it's really overlooked. People always think about fasting, about the water, about not being able to smoke cigarettes, about not being able to eat and all of these things. But actually what people overlook is that you have to, your fast is also dependent on your behaviour. You have to monitor your behaviour during your fast. So you abstain from intimate relations, you abstain from losing your temper, and you abstain from cursing. And in place of those things, you cleanse your soul and you worship God by practicing patience, kindness, charity, but most of all, reading the Quran and praying. And someone told me just yesterday that during Ramadan, each one of your prayers is worth 70 times what your normal prayer would be worth. So it's a month of blessings, it's a month of worship. Also during Ramadan, we perform the Taraweeh prayer, which is a very special ritual prayer, usually performed either at the mosque with lots of people or in your home with your family. And this is a very special prayer. You perform it after Isha, the final prayer of the day. You have 5 prayers in the day. After Maghrib, which is sunset, then you have one more prayer. You perform this special prayer after you've done that prayer. This is an extended prayer that lasts usually over an hour, and usually during this session you will cover an entire section of juz of the Quran. And it's a very special prayer and people really look forward to doing it. So reading the Quran, like I said, this is, the most important part of Ramadan. Usually during Ramadan, every Muslim will try and read the Quran at least once during Ramadan, but they will often do it many more times than just once in that month. And people will usually use those quiet daytime hours to read the Quran. They're not bothered with cooking and they're not watching TV and things like that. So they have more time to read the Quran. And this is why a lot of people do food prep as well. A lot of women, a lot of mothers like myself will do food prep and have everything prepared in advance so that during the daytime they have this time to be reading the Quran. And something else that I did already is I did my pre-Ramadan prep and I unfollowed every account on social media that I thought was going to distract me. All of the silly videos, all the BuzzFeed and Tasty and all of these stupid content apps, content websites. Unfollow all of those and make sure that I limit how much time I spend on social media and how much time I'm watching trash TV and things, so that I can focus more on reading the Quran and studying the Quran. Whether or not I actually succeed in avoiding the trash TV is another story. The final important part of Ramadan is charity. So during this month you will see a lot more charitable acts by Muslims. Charity is already a big part of the faith. We already pay zakat, which is a percentage of our income we have to pay towards charity. And it's also, advised as much as possible to be a good Muslim, to perform acts of charity, to give money at the mosque as donations, to give food and to give clothes away, and just generally be part of the community, do a lot of community outreach and things like that. So that's already part of the package of being Muslim. But particularly during Ramadan, you see people are a lot more active doing these kinds of things rather than staying home. You see it a lot more with youth. Instead of staying home watching TV and playing video games and things like that, you'll see during Ramadan that youth will come out and they'll be doing a lot more community outreach projects, especially things to do with food. So pre-corona time, we would have a big meal, for instance, at the mosque, or you would have some kind of communal space and there would be a big meal, and you would feed the needy and you would feed everyone at the same time and all have the same meal. So, and as well, you see this in Jordan especially. I always mention this because I think that it's lovely, but around the time that's coming close to Maghrib, you will find people, and that's when you break your fast, you will find people, typically youths, and they will be standing next to the traffic lights and handing out water and dates to the hungry and thirsty drivers who might not be making it home in time to break their fasts at home. And I always think that that's just really lovely, and they do it all for free, and they stand there often in the hot sun and hand out this water and dates, and it's just really beautiful. And you also see we've got food donation fridges outside of some mosques here, and during Ramadan you will see that these are completely stacked full of water and food, meals and things that people have cooked, especially to give to the needy. So that's my little introduction to Ramadan, and inshallah, like I said, across this month I will be doing a lot more content about Islam. Maybe next week will be my conversion story, but I hope that you are all having a really fulfilling and not too painful first day of fasting. I hope that people aren't having headaches and things and withdrawal symptoms. I hope that it is all going very smoothly for you. So inshallah, see you next week. Ma salama.